අවස්ථාව ලැබීම පිළිබඳව අපි ඉතාමත් සතුටු වන අතර විශේෂයෙන් සියලුම පිළිගත් ජාතික නාලිකාවන්ට අපි ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා අපගේ හඬ දේශය පුරා ගෙන යාමට ඔබ උත්සාහ කිරීම පිළිබඳව. විශේෂයෙන්ම ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ක්‍රිස්තියානි සභාවල් ලෙස අපි මේ අවස්ථාවේදී අපගේ ජනතාවට මේ වැදගත් මැතිවරණයක් පැවැත්වෙන අවස්ථාවේ ඉල්ලීම් කීපයක් කිරීමට මඟ පෙන්වීම් කීපයක් ලබා දීමට සූදානමින් තමයි මෙම මාධ්‍ය සාකච්ඡාව කැඳවනු ලැබුවේ. විශේෂයෙන් අපි සතුටු වෙනවා ආගමික නායකයන් ලෙස පවතින මැතිවරණය ඊටාම සාමකාමී ස්වරූපයක් ගෙන තිබීම පිළිබඳව. ඒ ගැන අපේ ප්‍රසාදය අපි පාලකයන්ට සහ විශේෂයෙන් රජයට යොමු කරවන්නට කැමැති. මෙම සාමකාමී මැතිවරණය පැවැත්වෙන අතර සියල්ල ඊටාම සාමකාමීව සිදුවෙන අතර අපි ජනතාවට කාරණා කීපයක් ගැන කියන්න කැමැති. අපි ඉල්ලා සිටින්න කැමැති විශේෂයෙන්ම අපේ රටේ ජනතාවගෙන් සියලු දෙනාම එළියට බැහැලා ඇවිල්ලා ඡන්දය පාවිච්චි කරන්න. මොකද පසුගිය ඡන්දයේදී ලක්ෂ 30කට වගේ සංඛ්‍යාවක් ඡන්දය පාවිච්චි නොකළ බව සඳහන් වෙනවා. නමුත් අපි ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා මේ ඔබට තිබෙන ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී අයිතියක් මෙය මේ රටේ ප්‍රගතිය උදෙසා සියලු දෙනාම ඇවිල්ලා ඡන්දය පාවිච්චි කරන අපි විශේෂයෙන් ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා කිතු බැතිමතුන්ගෙන් සියලු දෙනාම ඔබගේ නිදහස් ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී අයිතියක් වන මෙම ඡන්දය උදේම ගිහිල්ලා පාවිච්චි කරන ලෙස. ඒ වගේම මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තු මැතිවරණය ඉතාම වැදගත්. මොකද පාර්ලිමේන්තුව අපේ රටේ පාලනයට සංවර්ධනයට කෙලින්ම දායක වන ආයතනය. අපි ජනතාවට මතක් කරන්න කැමති පාර්ලිමේන්තුව විශේෂයෙන්ම නීති සම්පාදනය කිරීම, ඒ වගේම මුදල් පරිපාලනය වගේ වැදගත් ප්‍රධාන කාර්යයන් සම්බන්ධයෙන් වගකීමක් දරන ආයතනය. ඉතින් නීතිමය තත්ත්වයන් පිළිබඳව විශේෂ අවබෝධයක් තියෙන අයවලුන් ඉදිරිපත් වෙලා ඉන්නවා. ඒ වගේම ආර්ථිකය පිළිබඳව අය මෙතෙන්ට අවශ්‍යයි. ඔබගේ වටිනා ඡන්දයේදී මේ රටට විශේෂ දායකත්වයක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් චෝදනාවල් වලින් තොර විශේෂයෙන්ම උගත් අය මේ සඳහා පත්කර හරින මෙන් අපි ඔබට මතක් කරන්නට කැමැති, ඉල්ලීමක් කරන්නට කැමැති. ඒ වගේම විශේෂයෙන්ම රටේ නීතිය අපි දන්නවා රටට අහිතකර නීති යම් අවස්ථාවන් වලදී ජනතාවට අහිතකර නීති සම්පාදනය කිරීම වෙලා තිබෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒවා නිවැරදි කර ගැනීමට අවශ්‍යයි. ඔබගේ වටිනා ඡන්දයේදී මේ පිළිබඳව ඊටාම ප්‍රගතිශීලී අදහස් දරන අයවලුන් ගැන කල්පනා කරලා බලන්න අපි ඔබට ඒ ගැන සැලකිලිමත් වන ලෙස ඔබට මතක් කරන්නට කැමැති. අපිට පේනවා හුඟක් තරුණ අය විශේෂයෙන් ඉදිරිපත් වෙලා ඉන්නවා මෙම මැතිවරණයට. ඒක හොඳ දෙයක්, හොඳ ලකුණක්. ඒ වගේම කාන්තාවන් ඔබ ගැන කල්පනා කරලා බලන්න. මොකද තරුණ අය වගේම යොමු කරනවා වගේම කාන්තාවන්ගේ දායකත්වයක් විශේෂයෙන් අවශ්‍යයි. රටක නීතිය යම් යහපත් පැත්තකට ගැනීමෙහිලා අපගේ අන්තර්ජාතික අත්දැකීම කාන්තා දායකත්වයේ සඳහා හුඟක් හේතු පාදක වෙලා තිබෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පළපුරුදු සහ පරිණත අත්දැකීම් තියෙන අය ගැන ඔබගේ අවධානය යොමු කිරීම සුදුසු බව අපේ වැටහීම, අපගේ කල්පනා කිරීම. ඉතින් මේ රට යම් යහපත් අතකට පරිවර්තනය කර ගැනීමට අප සියලු දෙනා දරන මේ උත්සාහයේදී අපගේ මූලික වගකීම ඔබට ආගමික නායකයන් ලෙස මෙම මඟ පෙන්වීම ලබා දීම. අපි විශේෂයෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන විශ්වාස කරනවා ඔබ ඊටාම වගකීම් සහිත පුරවැසියෙකු ලෙස ඉදිරියට ඇවිත් මෙම ඡන්දය භාවිතා කරමින් මේ රට ගොඩනැගීමට යහපත් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවක් අප උදෙසා ඇති කර ගැනීමට ඔබගේ දායකත්වය ඔබ ලබා දෙනු ඇති බව. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා ජනතාවනි ජන අරගලයකින් පසුව ප්‍රථම වතාවට පවත්වන්නා වූ මහා මැතිවරණයක් වන මේ මැතිවරණය ලංකා ඉතිහාසය පුරාවටම වැදගත් කරුණු රසක් එක්ක මේ මැතිවරණය පවත්වන බව අපි තේරුම් ගත යුතුයි. එයට හේතුව ජනතාවගේ පරමාපත්‍ය කෙරෙහි අපගේ අවධානය යොමු කරන්නටත් එය තුළින් ජනතාවගේ තිබෙන්නා වූ විවිධ ප්‍රශ්න ගැටලු වලට පිළිතුරු සොයන්නා වූ අවස්ථාවක් හැටියට මෙය දකින්නට අවශ්‍යයි. අප අවුරුදු 200ක් මුළුල්ලේම වතුකරේ ජනතාව ඔවුන්ගේ අයිතිවාසිකම් ඉල්ලමින් මොරගැසුවා වූ අවුරුදු 200ක් හැටියට අපි දකින්නට අවශ්‍යයි. එම නිසා ඔවුන් මේ මැතිවරණය තුළ ඔවුන්ට තිබෙන්නා වූ ස්ථානය ගැන අපි සැලකිය යුතුමයි. ඒත් එක්කම නගරය තුළ දරිද්‍රතාවය ශීඝ්‍රයෙන් වැඩි වර්ධනය වන බව අපි හැමෝම දන්නා වූ සත්‍යයක්. ඒත් එක්කම විවිධ මේ නගර පුරාටම විශේෂයෙන් කොළඹ නගර සීමාව තුළ විවිධ වතුවල ජීවත් වන්නා වූ ජනතාව තලී මිරිකී සිටින්නා වූ අවස්ථාවන් වලින් ඔවුන්ට සුසුම් හැලා ඉන්නා වූ අවස්ථාවක මේ මැතිවරණය පැවැත්වන බව අපි තේරුම් ගත යුතුයි. එම නිසා මේ රට ඉදිරියේ තිබෙන්නා වූ විශේෂයෙන් ජනවාර්ගික ප්‍රශ්නයට උතුරු කරේ ජනතාව බලාපොරොත්තුවෙන් ඉන්නා වූ ඒ විසඳුම් ද මේ මැතිවරණයට එකතු වෙන බව අපි තේරුම් ගන්නට අවශ්‍යයි. එම නිසා බෙදුම් වාදයෙන් කෙරෙන්නා වූ මැතිවරණයක් නොව අපි සිහිපත් කර ගන්නට අවශ්‍යයි මෙය ජනතාවට විටින් විට එන්නා වූ අවස්ථාවක් ඔවුන්ව නියෝජනය කරන්නා වූ අයවලුන්ව ඔවුන්ගේ ප්‍රශ්න ගැටලු වලට සංවේදී වී පිළිතුරු සොයන්නා වූ අයවලුන් නායකත්වයක් ඔවුන් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට යවිය යුතු බව. එම නිසා මේ ඉතාමත්ම තීරණාත්මක අවස්ථාවක් හැටියට අපි දැකගත යුතුයි. මන්ද මේ අවස්ථාව අපට තව මාසක දෙකකින් ආයි හමුවන්නේ නැහැ. එම නිසා අපගේ දී තිබෙනා වූ බුද්ධිය පාවිච්චි කරමින් හරි දේ කරන්නට අපි පෙළඹෙන්න අවශ්‍යයි. දැන් අපි එක මැතිවරණයකට මුහුණ දීලා තිබෙන නිසා අපිට හිතන්න පුළුවන් දැන් මේ වැට්ටිවට අපි ගිහිලා ඡන්දේ නොදීමෙන් අපිට තියෙන කමක් නැහැ කියලා. එහෙම වෙන්න බෑ. ඒ බඳ අපගේ මේ ජන අරගලයට අපි දායකත්වය වැදගත් වන්නේ ඒ ඡන්දේ පාවිච්චි කිරීමෙන්. එම නිසා අපි හැමෝම එක්සිට්ව එක ජන කොටසක් හැටියට ඡන්දය භාවිතා කිරීම ඉතාමත්ම වැදගත්. එම නිසා ඔබගේ සියලු දෙනාගෙන් අපි ඉල්ලා සිටින්නේ විශේෂයෙන් අද කියවනා වූ සියලුම කරුණුත් එක්කම මේ මැතිවරණයේ තිබෙනා වූ වැදගත්කම. එම නිසා අපි දැනුවත් වී සිහිබුද්ධියෙන් අපි මේ මැතිවරණයට අපි එකතු වෙමු. අපගේ විශේෂ වගකීමක් හැටියට අපි එය දැකිය යුතුයි. ඔබ සියලු දෙනාට ජය ජය.
මහලේකම්තුමා ගරු සුජිත සිවනායගම් දේවගැත්තුමාට ආරාධනා කරනවා ද්‍රවිඩ බසින් අපිව අමතන්නට.
எல்லோருக்கும் அன்பான வணக்கம். என்னுடைய பெயர் அர்ப்பணி சுஜிதர் சிவநாயகம். நான் இலங்கை தேசிய கிறிஸ்தவ மன்றத்தினுடைய பொது செயலாளராக கடமை புரிந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றேன். முதலாவதாக எங்களுடைய அழைப்பை ஏற்று இந்த இடத்திலே வருகை தந்திருக்கின்ற எல்லா ஊடகவியலாளர்களுக்கும் எங்களுடைய நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றோம். நாங்கள் இந்த இடத்திலே கூடியிருப்பதன் முக்கியமான நோக்கம் எந்த ஒரு கட்சிகளையோ எந்த ஒரு வேட்பாளர்களையோ ஆதரிக்கவோ அல்லது அவர்களுக்கு உறுதுணையாக நிற்கவோ அல்ல. நாங்கள் எதிர்கொள்ள இருக்கின்ற இந்த பொது தேர்தல், பாராளுமன்ற பொது தேர்தலிலே மக்கள் எவ்வாறு தங்களுடைய பங்களிப்பை உரிமையோடு ஏற்படுத்தி கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்பதை அறிவுரை செய்வதற்காகவும் அவர்களை உற்சாகப்படுத்துவதற்காகவும் இங்கே நாங்கள் கூடியிருப்பதோடு இலங்கை தேசிய கிறிஸ்தவ மன்றமாக எங்களுடைய நிலை என்ன, இந்த நாட்டை குறித்து, இந்த நாட்டினுடைய ஆட்சியாளர்களை குறித்து எங்களுடைய நிலைப்பாடு என்ன என்பதை பிரதிபலிப்படுத்துவதன் ஊடாகவும் நாங்கள் இந்த நிகழ்விலே, இந்த ஊடகவியலாளர் சந்திப்பிலே நாங்கள் ஒன்று கூடியிருக்கின்றோம். முதலாவதாக தற்போது வரை நாங்கள் இன்று வரை என்று சொல்லலாம், இந்த பாராளுமன்ற பொது தேர்தல் ஆனது அமைதியான வன்முறையற்ற ஒரு சூழலோடு இடம்பெற்று கொண்டிருப்பதை நாங்கள் கண்காணித்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றோம். அதற்காக அவ்வாறான நடவடிக்கைகளிலே ஒத்துழைப்பு வழங்கி கொண்டிருக்கின்ற எல்லோருக்கும் எங்களுடைய நன்றிகளை நாங்கள் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றோம். இம்முறை பாராளுமன்ற தேர்தல், பொது தேர்தல், நாங்கள் வாக்களிக்கின்ற போது வாக்கு என்பது மனிதருடைய உரிமை என்பதை ஒவ்வொருவரும் தங்கள் கைகளிலே எடுத்துக்கொண்டு நேரம் தவறாது, காலம் தவறாது அந்த வாக்குகளை நீங்கள் வாக்குரிமையோடு பிரதிபலிக்கும்படியாக நாங்கள் உங்களை அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். ஏனென்றால் இந்த நாட்டினுடைய எதிர்காலத்தை தீர்மானிக்கின்ற ஒரு தேர்தலாக இது அமைந்திருக்கின்றபடியினாலே நாங்கள் அதிலே கண்ணும் கருத்துமாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்று எல்லா நாட்டு மக்களையும் இலங்கை தேசிய கிறிஸ்தவ மன்றம் வலியுறுத்தி நிற்கின்றது. அது மாத்திரமல்ல, இந்த தேர்தல் ஆனது பல விடயங்களை அடிப்படையாக கொண்டு உருவாக்கப்பட வேண்டும், இந்த ஆட்சி அமைக்கப்பட வேண்டும், இந்த தேர்தல் அதற்கு இடம் கொடுக்க வேண்டும் என்பது எங்களுடைய அவா. முக்கியமாக கடந்த காலங்களிலே இலங்கையிலே கொண்டு வரப்பட்ட சட்டங்களான பயங்கரவாத தடை சட்டம், நிகழ்நிலை பாதுகாப்பு சட்டம், அரசியல் உரிமைகள் தொடர்பான சர்வதேச உடன்படிக்கை போன்றவை கையாளப்படுகின்ற போது அவற்றை குறித்து அவை மக்களுக்கு அவசியமற்ற ஒன்று, மக்களை பிளவுபடுத்துகின்ற நிலைக்கு இட்டுச் செல்லுகின்ற ஒன்று என்பதை கருத்தில் கொண்டு அவற்றுக்கு ஏற்றபடியாக தங்களுடைய ஆட்சியை நடத்துகின்றவர்கள் தெரிவு செய்யப்பட வேண்டும் என்பது இலங்கை தேசிய கிறிஸ்தவ மன்றத்தினுடைய முக்கியமான ஒரு பார்வையாக இருக்கின்றது. எனவே அன்பான வாக்காளர் பெருமக்களே, நீங்கள் உங்களுடைய வாக்காளர்களை, உங்களுடைய ஆட்சியாளர்களை தெரிவு செய்கின்ற போது இவ்வாறானவற்றை உங்களுடைய மனங்களிலே இடம் கொடுங்கள். பெண்களுடைய பங்களிப்பு இந்த பாராளுமன்றத்திலே எதிரொலிக்க வேண்டும் என்று நாங்கள் விரும்புகின்றோம். எனவே திறமையுள்ள, கற்றுத்தேர்ந்த சிறுபான்மை பெரும்பான்மை மக்களுடைய பிரச்சனைகளை நன்கு அறிந்து அவற்றுக்கு தீர்வு கொண்டு வரப்பட வருகின்ற வகையிலே இயங்கக்கூடியவர்களை நீங்கள் தெரிவு செய்து கொள்ளும்படி உங்களை நாங்கள் அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். மிகவும் முக்கியமான ஒரு விடயத்தை இலங்கை தேசிய கிறிஸ்தவ மன்றம் கருத்திலே கொள்கின்றது. அதாவது அந்த தேசிய பட்டியல் என்று நாங்கள் எடுக்கின்ற போது தேசிய பட்டியலுக்குள் உள்வாங்கப்படுகின்ற வேட்பாளர்கள் தோற்றவர்களாக, இலங்கை பாராளுமன்றத்திலே அல்லது தேர்தல்களிலே தோற்றவர்களாக அல்லாமல் வெற்றி பெற்றவர்களே அதற்குள் இடம்பெற வேண்டும் என்பது இலங்கை தேசிய கிறிஸ்தவ மன்றத்தினுடைய ஒரு அவாவாக இருக்கின்றது. அது மாத்திரமல்ல, இந்த அரசாங்கம் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளப்படுகின்ற அல்லது தெரிவு செய்யப்படுகின்ற அரசாங்கம் இலங்கை தேசிய கிறிஸ்தவ மன்றம் நிறைவேற்று அதிகாரம் கொண்ட ஜனாதிபதி முறையை ஒழித்தல் என்பதிலே மிகவும் கண்ணும் கருத்துமாக இருக்கின்றது. இன முரண்பாடு, நீதித்துறை சுதந்திரம், மற்றும் சட்டத்தின் ஆட்சி போன்றவற்றுக்கு தீர்வு காணும் ஒரு ஒன்றுபட்ட ஆட்சியை உருவாக்கக்கூடிய வகையில் உருவாக வேண்டும் என்பதிலே மிகவும் கண்ணும் கருத்துமாக இருக்கின்றது என்பது தெளிவானது. அது மாத்திரமில்லை, நல்லிணக்கம் என்று வருகின்ற போது, நினைவேந்தல் என்று வருகின்ற போது அவற்றுக்கான சரியான உரிமைகள் சாதாரண மக்களுக்கு வழங்கப்பட வேண்டும் என்பதிலே மிகவும் கண்ணும் கருத்துமாக இருக்கின்றது. கடந்த கால குற்றவியல் சம்பவங்களோடு அல்லது வரலாற்று பார்வையிலே குற்றவியல் சம்பவங்களோடு சமூகத்திலே பலவிதமான மாற்றங்கள் என்று சொல்லுகின்ற போது இனப்பிரிவுகளை பாதிப்புகளை ஏற்படுத்துகின்றவர்கள் இதற்குள்ளே உள்வாங்கப்படாமல் சரியானவர்களை மக்கள் தெரிவு செய்து இந்த பாராளுமன்ற தேர்தல் நிறைவாக முடிவேறி இந்த நாடு ஒரு பொருளாதார ரீதியிலும் இன மத சார்பற்ற ரீதியிலும் சிறப்பாக வளர்ந்தோங்குவதற்கு எல்லோரும் ஒத்துழைப்பு வழங்க வேண்டும். அவ்வாறான தலைவர்களே தெரிவு செய்யப்பட வேண்டும் என்பதிலும் இலங்கை தேசிய கிறிஸ்தவ மன்றம் மிகவும் கண்ணும் கருத்துமாக இருக்கின்றது. எனவே நாங்கள் இந்த நிலைமைகளை அவதானித்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றோம். சகலருக்குமான நீதி எப்போதும் வழங்கப்பட வேண்டும். அதிலே பெரும்பான்மை சிறுபான்மை என்பதை தாண்டி சகலரும் மனுக்குலம் என்கின்ற அடிப்படையிலே சிந்திக்கப்பட வேண்டும், பார்க்கப்பட வேண்டும் என்கின்ற ஒரு ஆட்சி அமைய வேண்டும் என்பதிலே நாங்கள் கண்ணும் கருத்துமாக இருக்கின்றோம். எனவே அன்பான மக்களே, நீங்கள் நேரத்துக்கு சென்று வாக்களித்து உங்கள் தலைவர்களை இந்த நாட்டின் அபிவிருத்திக்காக தேர்ந்தெடுக்கும்படி நாங்களை அன்போடு நாங்கள் கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றோம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
The general election is set within the context of a climate where we have just seen and endured a rising of the people, which we call the Aragale, and the struggle of the masses that changed the political scene in this country that existed for over 77 years. And so this election is very important because it will bring the change that the people have been yearning for so many years. Certain steps have been taken to change the political discourse, which has been recognized by everybody as the need of the hour. Now going forward, what is our responsibility? And that is to ensure that all people in this country are able to live in peace and harmony, going about their lives in a way that each one is able to express themselves, the freedom of speech, the freedom of expression, the freedom to live where they want to live, the freedom to receive education and health care, and to build a nation that looks at each other as brothers and sisters within a united Sri Lanka. But that does not happen automatically, as we all know. It happens when we, the citizens of this country, exercise the franchise that has been given to us. So that's a responsibility that we have accepted, we have received, and when we exercise that franchise, then we are participating in what is called a democratic right that we in this country enjoy, which is not there in most countries. And therefore we have undertaken this responsibility, which we are placing before this whole nation and generations to come after us to elect the representatives that we want to see the change that will happen in this country. We have earmarked so many issues that we have placed before our leaders from time to time, and those issues which concern different groups of people who have suffered in this country for years and decades and through many generations, need to see the end of their suffering, and to be able to know that they need not live like that anymore. Very especially the plantation community that has been in this country for the past 200 years and more need to see the light at the end of the dark tunnel. It can't be another dark tunnel at the end of a dark tunnel for them. And therefore, we need to make sure that they are participating in this election in a way that their dignity is safeguarded and that they will be able to raise their heads and live as a community of this country. And so with the national question that is always before us, that reconciliation must come, and the people in the north of this country who have been yearning for dignity themselves must be also taken seriously, and that there has to be a solution to the different ethnic groups of this country so that everybody will be able to live in peace and harmony. We hope that this election will be a decisive point in the life of this country, and that we will be able to say that we have truly achieved what we want to achieve as a nation and set our feet in the path of economic stability, political freedom to organize ourselves in the way that we want to organize ourselves, and that there will be religious coexistence that will build a united Sri Lanka. Thank you.
We want to thank all the media personnel who have joined us today. We appreciate your presence here. It's an important passage of time in our nation, and as the National Christian Council of Sri Lanka, there are certain key aspects that we want to keep before you. Utmost in our mind right now is that as elections go in Sri Lanka, the last few weeks have been very peaceful and without violence, and we ask for all concerned, every party concerned, to continue to give your support so that that would be the case even 1 week from now, that we can affirm that and we could appreciate that. Elections are a way, or a people process to bring about a better country, taking care of all its people, especially those who are in vulnerable and difficult situations, and with the promise that through the elected parties that life can be enjoyed in full. Lawmaking is an important part of the parliament, so is budget, establishing it and monitoring it and controlling it. And therefore it's a serious exercise, and serious-minded people, able people, rounded people, and people who are aware should come into parliament. And therefore our prayer and our heart is that that should happen during this period. A stable government is essential for a stable nation. But we also note that in the past, where there have been 2/3 majorities and 5/6 majorities, that there have been dysfunctions that have come in, and we would ask everybody to consider that, even as they go to vote tomorrow. We especially welcome the opportunities given to the next generation, the younger people. They are the promise of the nation, and we believe that new blood coming in is going to be a positive experience. We also believe that a larger number of female candidates coming up is a positive development. We notice from other nations that where this has happened, that it has benefited the nations, and we are truly glad about it. At the same time, we feel that there is a need for people who are mature, people who have experience, and people who have had some important contributions in the past should be also included. But in considering all these people, we would like to present the following important facts or concerns. We believe that a new constitution is going to be enacted. And there are a couple of issues that have been in the forefront of the NCCSL in terms of the constitution. There has been a concern voiced in many parts of society as well as us about the executive presidency. And we believe that those who believe in a more democratic format to come about have to be considered. Also, we know that we are a nation which has come through very difficult times, and those who can provide answers to the ethnic conflict and the independence of the judiciary and the rule of law must be considered. We also would like to recommend those who can talk about or can input into reform especially into the Attorney General's Department, the police reforms, and the involvement of military personnel in civilian activities should be considered. Economy, we believe, is the way that God takes care of all the people in the nation. And economic wisdom and economic understanding is of essence. Reconciliation, we know how important it has been. We've talked about it, but nothing very serious has occurred. It's time that we got serious about that. There are marginalized people who have been there for years together, decades together in our nation. And it's time that the parliamentary process and those who are elected to parliament are able to sort it out, as well as protecting the environment, this beautiful nation that God has given us, this beautiful environment that we have been blessed with. In considering candidates, we would like to encourage to think about those who have been considered violent, or there are court cases against people who have been espousing religious tension, economic tension, and it's a good time to move on and to bring about a generation of legislators who are more balanced in their approach. We truly believe that this nation has great promise. Leadership matters, and therefore electing leaders matters. And tomorrow, therefore, we would encourage all the citizens who are eligible to vote to get to the voting booth early and to fulfill the franchise that has been given to you. It's a privilege. We have had it, and it's time to make full use of it. And therefore, as the National Christian Council of Sri Lanka, we pray for, again, a peaceful period and a violent period to continue, and that the future would indeed be bright for all of us. God bless you all.